Today, we're talking about a topic many of us know well: the well-intentioned financial advice from our parents or grandparents. The baby boomer generation in particular loves to share money tips. The problem: what made sense in their time can actually be harmful for us today. Many of these tips are outdated and lead to losing money, missing opportunities, or ending up in a financial dead end. So let's look at the 10 most toxic boomer money tips. And at the end, I'll share a bonus section with 2 more beliefs you should definitely question. First, let's clarify who the boomers are. The boomers, also known as the baby boomer generation, were born in the 20 years following World War II. They lived through a very particular time. No war, but massive economic growth, stable jobs, rising prosperity, and soaring real estate prices. At the same time, they experienced crises like oil shocks, stock market crashes, and the dot-com collapse. Their experiences shaped their mindset. Security was everything. A steady job, owning a home, and lots of insurance. Those were the goals. From this perspective, many tips were born that once made sense. But the world has changed dramatically. Globalization, digitalization, inflation, low interest rates, and demographic shifts have overturned old certainties. Let's get started with tip number 1. The Riester pension is the best retirement plan. The Riester pension was originally designed to close gaps in the German pension system, subsidized by the state with allowances and tax benefits. On paper, it looked attractive, but in practice, Riester has disappointed many. The biggest problem is the capital guarantee. It ensures that all contributions plus subsidies are guaranteed at the end. Sounds safe, but it means only a small portion of the money can be invested in higher return assets like stocks. The rest must go into low risk, low return investments. The result? Weak returns. On top of that, many Riester contracts come with high fees that eat away at performance. The government subsidy rarely makes up for these disadvantages. No wonder Riester is now seen as a failure in politics and is set to be replaced. Today, flexible solutions like ETFs or broadly diversified funds are almost always better in the long run. Riester was well-intentioned, but poorly designed. Tip 2. Stocks are only for the rich. Many boomers associate stocks with gambling, casinos, and big losses. No surprise, they lived through the telecom bubble or the dot-com crash. Some lost large sums because they put everything into a single stock and then sold during the crash. But stocks are not gambling, they are company ownership. You can start investing with as little as €10 or €20 a month, broadly diversified through ETFs without picking individual stocks. Risk decreases with time and diversification. The problem wasn't stocks themselves, but lack of diversification and panic behavior. Selling in fear locks in losses. Holding on long-term builds wealth. Studies show even those who invested in the MSCI World at the peak in 2000 and held through the crash earned solid returns up to today. Bottom line, stocks are for everyone, not just the rich. Tip 3. Owning a home is the best investment. Renting is throwing money away. Many of us have heard this. For boomers, home ownership symbolized security and status. But today, things are more complex. A house ties up enormous capital and creates concentration risk. Nearly all your wealth is locked in one asset. And owning a home doesn't mean living for free in retirement. Renovations, upkeep, and rising energy costs continue. The key comparison is buying versus renting and investing. Renters may not own a property but remain flexible and can invest the difference in the stock market. Long-term, that combination can outperform homeownership. Of course, a home can bring emotional security and family stability, but financially, it's not always the best choice. Tip 4. Just trust your financial advisor. In the past, bank and insurance advisors were the norm. Their advice was free, but paid for through commissions. The problem? Conflicts of interest. Advisors didn't profit from your success, but from selling products. This often led to expensive life insurance policies, unnecessary funds, or oversized coverage. Many boomers signed contracts that bound them for decades, often with poor returns. Today, there are alternatives. Independent fee-only advisors who charge for their time, not commissions, or you can educate yourself online and seek advice only when necessary. Message: advice isn't bad, but it must be independent. Blind trust costs money. Tip 5. Insure yourself against everything. Germany is the world champion in insurance. There's a policy for everything from phones to toasters. Boomers often bought multiple unnecessary contracts out of fear. The key question: could this damage ruin me financially? Yes gives insure, for example, disability liability. No gives pay out of pocket, for example, phone, luggage insurance. Every policy costs money, and insurers build in their profit margins. Too many unnecessary policies waste cash. Focus only on essential coverage. Tip 6. Only a savings account is safe. Savings accounts once paid 5 to 10% interest, enough to earn real returns even after inflation. Today, rates are low while inflation is high. Result: real losses. Yes, savings accounts are protected by deposit insurance, but they silently erode purchasing power. €100 today might be worth only €70 in 20 years. Meanwhile, global stock markets have returned 7 to 8% per year on average over decades, despite crises. That builds wealth. A savings account no longer does. Tip 7. You shouldn't talk about money. This saying shaped entire generations. Money was taboo. People didn't talk about salaries, debt, or investments. The result? Ignorance, bad comparisons, poor decisions. Today we know talking about money is essential. It's the only way to know if your salary is fair, to learn from others' experiences, and to find solutions together. Financial literacy thrives on exchange. Silence only benefits those who profit from your ignorance. Banks, insurers, and employers. Tip 8. My partner handles the money. In traditional families, one partner, usually the man, managed finances. Many women later found themselves without knowledge or adequate security in retirement. Today it's clear, even if one takes the lead, both should be informed. Transparency in a partnership provides safety and prevents nasty surprises. This is especially important for retirement planning when one works less and accrues fewer benefits. Money affects both, so both should have a say. Tip 9. The pension is safe. Germany's pension system is pay-as-you-go, the young pay for the old. It worked when many workers supported fewer pensioners, but demographics flipped. Now fewer contributors support more pensioners. Result: falling replacement rates. For most people, the state pension alone won't be enough. Private saving is essential through ETFs, real estate, or other strategies. Relying solely on the state risks poverty in old age. Bonus section. Before we finish, I want to share 2 more bonus tips that deserve your attention. Bonus tip 11. Debt is always bad. Many boomers saw debt as dangerous and avoided it at all costs. But not all debt is bad. Consumer debt for vacations or electronics is toxic. It destroys wealth. Investment debt for property, education, or a business can be smart if it boosts returns or income. It's not about avoiding debt completely, but knowing the difference between good and bad debt. And the second bonus tip: hard work automatically makes you wealthy. Diligence was the boomer ideal, and yes, hard work matters, but today, hard work alone rarely builds wealth. Wealth comes from smart money moves. Earning, saving, investing. Many boomers worked hard their whole lives but didn't invest and missed opportunities. Today, work creates income. Investing creates wealth. Together, they're the key. In conclusion, many boomer tips made sense in their day. But the world has changed. Low interest rates, globalization, inflation, and new asset classes have overturned old rules. The key lesson: don't blindly follow inherited advice. Test it in today's context. Educate yourself, diversify your investments, talk openly about money, and think long-term. That way, you won't fall victim to outdated beliefs, but instead take control of your financial future with confidence. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to stay informed about our latest content. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.